What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Across the Board, sponsored by MoneyBall Metrics. We have a unique, usually I say we have our normal Friday team here, but we do not. We have special guest with us today, Sammy Adams, joining myself, AlphaDog Bets, and my guy, JD, from Line Movers. Sammy, how are you today, brother? Thank you for making time out of your busy schedule to hop on and talk a little baseball. Let's go. How are you, bro?
I'm good, man. How are you guys doing?
Living the dream, living the dream. Excited to have you on. Excited to break down some of these games. Everyone knows you're Boston's boy, and we have a pretty big Boston baseball game tonight with the return of Rafael Devers. So we are excited to break that down.
The revenge tour starts, bud.
It does today. It does today. Over to JD. How are you today, brother?
Doing good, man. Glad it is Friday. As far as the weather's nice, and this weekend is going to be a fun one, man. So
hell yeah. Hell yeah. I love to hear that. Let's go over through the comments. We have a bunch of people here already. Our guy J Bo is here saying, "What's up, fellas? Let's cash. Let's cash." Who wins gone? So who wins gone? What gone? Game 7. Right, there we go. It took me a second. I got it.
I was like Cyril Gaines.
I was thinking the same thing. I was about to pull up to see if he was fighting this weekend because I haven't looked at the UFC yet. So I was about to say, maybe Cyril Gane is fighting. Let's take a look here. So Game 7 is going to be on Sunday. JD, I didn't think about that.
We're not going to be NBA?
Yeah, Game 7 Sunday. So we're not going to be live before that game happens. So, JD, you're going to have to think of a play by the time we get to the end of the show. I will as well. I have an idea of what I'm going to take, but I haven't fully broken the game down yet. So we will get into that shortly. Bill Norman is here as always. We appreciate you, Bill. Oh, you must be excited, bro. Bill's a Pacers fan. I didn't think we'd see you today, but the Pacers did win the game. So that is why Bill has shown up to the show. And speaking of Bills, we have our other boy, Doc, in the house.
Big Docky.
We appreciate you as always, Doc. And our guy, Joe. Joe is here as always. Joe, we appreciate you, bro. And J-Bo is saying he loves us. Energy from Sammy. We do too. All right, boys. As we always do on the show, we recap how we did the previous day. So we're going to dive in to our Thursday recap. My free plays yesterday were terrible. Our VIP plays were good. We had 2 units on the Phillies. They got that done. The Rays let us down. And then let's be honest, guys, unless you bet the Pacers yesterday, every single thing in that NBA game lost. The under hit, which we had the over. We had a player prop on Pascal Siakam scoring over 20.5 points. He had 14 points in the first half. Was kind of shut down in the second half because they were up by 30. So player props were killed by the blowout. So was the total there. But overall, not a terrible day for the AlphaDog team.
The National Blowout Association.
Literally, the entire finals has been one team blowing out the other team. There really hasn't been any good games yet. So hopefully, Game 7 will finally provide us a wire-to-wire full NBA game. JD, how'd you do yesterday, bro?
Good, man. I finally had a winning day. I feel like
Let's go.
I feel like I'm on the way back. I may not be quite all the way back yet, but I'm very close. Very close.
I love that.
We had that over in the that was the Blue Jays game. That was a sweat-free winner there.
Good call there. Good call there.
As far as the Braves, that was a nice sweat-free winner there. But then we did get hooked to end the night on actually that Dodgers over.
Yeah.
But it was still a good night. So.
We'll take profit. Sammy, did you have any action yesterday?
I did not. I was full dad mode yesterday at the lake, so I was eyeing OKC. I'm very glad that I did not.
Right. Well,
Rocket,
good news is
shut up.
Come on, Rocket.
Sorry.
Good news is we have a big day. It's okay. In the sports world today, we have plenty of MLB we're going to be going over. Thomas is here as well. What's up, bro? We appreciated you. He needed OKC. Hey, you can rebet it Sunday, bro. You got another chance if you like it. And Justin Paul Sports, cashing tickets into the weekend. We absolutely love that. All right, gentlemen. That was a pretty good intro today. But we have a beautiful 5-game slate we're breaking down. You guys ready to dive in?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it, boys. First game of the night we're breaking down. You guys see the jersey today. Somebody came on this show yesterday and told you the Yankees were finally going to end their 6-game losing streak. They were going to finally score some runs and win a ball game, and we did cash that Yankees-Tigers parlay we gave out was Tigers game 1 yesterday, so very happy about that. Let's move on to this game. Pitching for the Orioles, Tomoyuki Sugano. Tomoyuki is 5-4 in the year with a 3.38 ERA. He also has a 1.14 WHIP. On the other side for the Yanks, we have Max Fried. Fried is 9-2 on the year with a 1.89 ERA and a 0.95 WHIP. JD, What do you like in this game? Huge line on the Yankees, a minus 300. I'm not sure the Yankees should be a minus 300 against anybody right now with the form they've been playing. What do you think? What do you got in this game?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say, man. Like I mean, like the Yankees, yeah, they finally won a game, but I mean, like it was just one game.
Yep.
I'm still not quite sure. Like they're all the way back. You know, but they do have Freed on the amount tonight. I mean, he like is that guy.
Yep.
So I mean, like I understand as far as why they are such a big favorite here. But as far as Sugana goes, we've talked about him a few times throughout the season so far. And I came on at the beginning of the season and said, we need to fade him because because as far as the numbers that he's putting out, he's like not going to stay there.
Yep.
Well, I look kind of dumb now because his numbers have stayed there.
Yep.
I don't know how. I don't know how this guy is. What he has an ERA of 3.38 and then a WHIP of 1.14. I just don't know how he's still there. I will say he has faced this Yankees team this actually season, and he actually pitched really well.
Yep.
He is not a strikeout guy. That's not his game. But he actually struck out the Yankees 8 times.
Yeah, everyone who sucks at pitching strikes out the Yankees. Kyle Hendricks 2 days ago, who's the worst starter in baseball, had 10 strikeouts against the Yankees. So it's a great recipe for bad pitchers to go up against the Yankees.
So, I mean, technically, yes, I do think the Yankees win this game. As far as the Yankees run line, would like normally be a play, but could be kind of like we've been talking about this week. I just still need to see it more.
Yeah.
That's a crazy price.
Crazy price. That's why I'm pulling it up here. Aaron Judge to hit a home run is only plus 160. He hasn't hit one in a week either, at least a week, probably a little longer. So I wouldn't recommend taking that.
But that's actually why what I was about to bring up is as far as the weather there tonight is going to be good. It's going to be nice and hot.
It is hot here.
The wind is blowing out. So we could see runs. I mean, because that's kind of, if you see a Max Fried start and then actually like a total of 9, that sounds very high.
Yep.
But like that's why though. So, yeah, for me, like I'm just gonna stay off.
All that. Just to fucking say you're not betting anything? Are you kidding me? Sammy, we're going to go over to you. And I promise after Sammy, I do have an official play on this game. And everyone loves this, JD. Weatherman JD. When you break down the weather, it gets the people going. Sammy, what do you like in this one?
Nice little AL East rivalry. Kind of like JD just said, like, you know, it's like his numbers for Tamayuki, like, usually aren't great, but somehow he's kind of just middle of the pack still.
Yep.
I think he gets lit up tonight. Never forget going to that Yankees game. I had to throw on the Nestor mustache so people didn't recognize me.
Yeah, that was a good time. I will confirm I was next to you at that game in the stadium. So
that was a good time. I think Yanks win this game, but like you guys said, that's a crazy price.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think we do see runs, so I think I'm going to go light on the over.
Yeah, well, we're polar opposites, brother, because I'm taking the under in this one. It is good weather, but I think because the good weather, it's bumped this total too high at 9. I see this one ending probably in the 6 to 8 run.
Oh, was
range,
it 9? I got it at 8. I think I got it at 8.5.
Then you got a good line on it. It's all the way up to 9 now, and I like having that solid 9. I actually wouldn't play it if you have an 8.5 because I like the possibility of pushing at the 9. So if you guys do like the under with me, if you have it at 8.5, I'd probably lay off. But at the solid 9 number, it's exactly what I'm playing. Max Fried in this game. He's coming in with a 1.89 ERA. He's 9-2 on the year. He's just been absolutely fantastic for this Yankees team so far this season. And the good thing about the Orioles lineup is they have a ton of lefty bats. Max Fried is deadly against lefty bats. And also the Yankees lineup hasn't really been shit over the last 10 days. You guys know that. We've talked about it on the show every single day. The Yankees are not scoring runs. They've really struggled. They put up a couple last night. They had a good performance, but back to this game, I do think they will be kind of not held down completely because I do think the Yankees will win by a few, but I don't think it's going to go over that 9 total. So give me the under 9. Definitely a play I'm going to be on today. All right, boys. That's going to do it for our first game. We're going to move on to the second game we're breaking down today, which is going to be a team I don't want to talk about, the Tampa Bay Rays, who absolutely couldn't get a hit off Charlie Morton last night. They were terrible, but I digress. We move back to this game. They're hosting the Detroit Tigers, who have Jack Flaherty on the bump. Jack Flaherty's 5-7 on the year with a 4.03 ERA. On the other side, we have Shane Baz, a pitcher who's kind of tough to figure out. He has some really good starts. Then he has some really bad starts against bad teams, but he has gotten better as the season has progressed. Shane Baz is 6-3 on the year with a 4.54 ERA and a 1.3 whip. All that being said, JD, do you have your first official play in game number 2 today?
Yes, I do.
Let's go. So what do we got?
Okay. So like you said, as far as actually Shane Baz goes, we've talked to him about him a lot.
Yep.
Normally try to fade him in some type of way. When you just look at how he's been pitching, it really doesn't look like actually that bad. Like he normally gives up around actually like 3 runs. So you're like, okay, that's not that bad. But you got to realize that he does not go deep. He actually like usually goes 5, and actually that's max. So as far as a quality start, that is actually not one.
Ooh, that's it. That's a good little proppy too.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that.
So you do have that. So even though his numbers technically don't look that bad, he is still somebody that I'm trying to fade. And as far as this Tigers team, I think that they're going to be able to hit him, especially in this ballpark. Once again, we're in a minor league ballpark. It's nice and hot. The wind's blowing out. So everybody knows these are the spots that I like to look at.
Yep.
Then you got Jack Flaherty on the other side. I can't stand this dude, man. We've talked a few different times, and like every time I come on the show and say, I fade him, he somehow pitches well.
Yep.
And then all the
Tale
other
as old as time, baby.
Yeah.
Right.
And then like all the other starts, he somehow gets like smacked up.
Yep.
But his actual last start, that was versus the Reds. He actually did not even go 5 innings. He gave up 7 earned and actually walked 5. He did not look good whatsoever. And tonight, I don't think is that bounce back spot because the Rays are actually hitting well, especially
besides last night. Besides last night.
And then especially for Shane Baz. Like they've been hitting very well specifically for him.
Yes.
There's why the Rays side, the Rays favored. I actually think that they should be. I actually came close to actually playing Rays here. But overall, as far as actually the ballpark, like I said, and everything going here, I actually like the over more. It's actually being bet down a little bit. I am not understanding why, but you can get a really good price. You can get the over 8.5 at I can actually get a plus 102 currently.
Yep. Yep. That's exactly what I'm playing, JD. I see it the exact same way you do.
Plus 102?
Yep, on over 8.5. I have that exact line as well. I'm not going to take up too much time on this game because I agree with you. I think we're going to see a ton of runs. And the point that you made that was my favorite of everything was that this Tampa Bay Rays team hits for Shane Baz. So, for example, Shane Baz is 6-3 on the year, but he does have a 4.5 ERA. So that means per 9 innings, he's giving up almost 5 runs per game. And the team is still 6-3 when he starts. So that shows you when he's on the bump, they have been hitting. I'm with you, JD. Let's get a big winner here. Sammy, over to you. What do you like?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with that. Like, I think we're definitely going to see runs. Tigers' best record in baseball right now.
Up there.
Sure,
They are 48-28, 20 games above 500.
So I mean, yeah, I feel like potentially like,
and they do have the best record in baseball, by the way. They have 2 more wins than any other team. They are 2 full games better record than any team in the major. So great stat there from Sammy.
Yeah, even as inconsistent as the Rays is, I mean, the Rays are like, I feel like everyone's gonna hammer Tigers money line at 105.
I think so as well.
I think it's a solid letdown spot. JD made a great point about the ballpark because of Roofgate.
Yep,
it's hilarious. I love the over. I think I'm gonna go Rays money line.
Yeah, if I were to pick a side as well, and also if I didn't struggle watching that entire Rays game last night on my laptop while I had the NBA game on my main screen TV and wasn't screaming at the computer every 3 seconds to get a damn hit off Charlie Morton, I'd be more inclined to take them today as well. I definitely think that's the right side. So that's the boys like the over and the boys like the Rays in this spot. over to the comments. Boston's finest, looking American AF. Thank you, Doc. I'm sure Sammy appreciates that comment. And our boy Stetsy Boy is here. What's up, bro? We appreciate you tuning in.
What's up,
as
bud?
you always do. All right, boys. We're going to be moving on to our third game of the day. And somebody commenting on this show is a big Phillies fan. So, Doc, this breakdown's for you. Pitching for the Mets, we have Blake Tidwell. Blake Tidwell is as good as his name. He's 0-1 on the year with a 15 ERA and a 3.5 whip. To be fair, he's only pitched
15 ERA.
Yep, and a 3.5 whip. But to be fair, he's only pitched in 4 innings. But in those 4 innings, he's given up 9 hits, 3 walks, and a homer. This guy's gotten absolutely abused when he's been on the mound this year. On the other side, we have Zach Wheeler, the best pitcher for the Phillies. He's 7-2 on the year with a 2.7 ERA. He also has a 0.89 whip, which is a phenomenal whip. In 88 innings of work, Zach Wheeler has accumulated 110 strikeouts, only allowed 19 walks and 10 homers, and has only allowed 59 hits. So, this one is an interesting game. To me, the Phillies should be a minus 600 because of how bad the Mets have been. The Mets have lost 6 consecutive games. They have gotten swept in back-to-back series, including against the Braves, which they really needed to win at least one of those games. This game, we got the Phillies at a minus 200. JD, we're going to start with you. What do you think is going to happen? The Phillies have their ace on the bump, and the Mets have Tidwell, who's a Tidwell on the bump today. What do you got?
Yeah, very happy to say that, yes, the Mets did just get swept by my Braves. That was very good.
Well, you and David are contradicting opinions here because, as David said, as a Mets fan, this is all Phillies.
Yeah, man, the Mets have, they're just simply just not playing well. And then tonight on the mound, they have to throw out Blade Tidwell here. I'm not expecting him to go very long. Looks like in that
it's a fascinating move by them.
Interesting choice at pitcher today by the Mets.
Definitely. Like, it almost feels like
great point, Billy.
This was the game. And just like Billy said, I mean, for all this, it almost seems like the Mets are like just kind of giving in to game 1 here, and then going to go all out for like game like 2 and 3. Like, actually, that's what this feels like. Yeah. And I think that this line is actually short. I actually got the Phillies on the run line. I got them at plus 115, and I think that price is just very good.
Yeah, that price dropped too, because right before we jumped on, I think it was 102, maybe moving to 105, plus 105. Plus 105.
Which either definitely makes sense. To be honest, I would go all the way. I would actually lay the run line up to minus 115.
Yeah, I do think I
agree.
This comment made me laugh. I do know one of the Phillies, Otto, what's his last name? The third baseman, related to Doc. So shout out Otto Kemp. That's it, related to Doc. So shout out Doc's nephew, Otto Kemp. Nice. In this specific game, guys, I think there's only one angle you could take on it. And also it's a comment that Doc just said. Wheeler loves to pitch against the Mets. If you guys don't know, Wheeler was on the Mets previously. He wanted a long-term deal from the Mets a couple years ago. The Mets said, you're not good enough to get a long-term deal. We have Jacob deGrom. We have Noah Syndergaard. We are not giving you a long-term deal. So he went to their rival, signed with the Phillies, and has continued to be an absolute star.
Yeah, how'd that turn out, buds?
Not great for the Mets, especially when you see their starting rotation has guys like Clay Holmes, a lot guys like, what's his name from the Angels, JD? Griffin Canning, just guys that are not big name. They've done well, but they're not big name guys. And how good would Wheeler be on the Mets if they would have kept him? So big mistake there. But Doc, I agree with you. So my exact play on this game is going to be the New York Mets team total under 3.5. I don't think the Mets are going to get many runs in this game. They haven't been getting many runs in any game, let alone going up against Wheeler, who's an absolute dog and who absolutely hates the Mets and loves to pitch against them. So give me Wheeler. I think we're going to see good runs from the Phillies and no runs by the Mets. So team total under 3.5 for the Mets. Anyone else have any other plays on this game before we keep it rolling?
I think, besides that minus 105, minus 1.5 run line, I might be light on that. I think under 8.5 is good value.
I do too. It just scares me with this guy, Blade Tidwell, who's given up 400 runs in 1 inning this year. So,
yeah, Phillies have the chance to make his second start, even make his life even more of a nightmare.
Could you imagine if his ERA goes up from a 15?
Well, it's like, that's the thing, is it's like either this dude could come in and, he's probably pitching for, his spot. Yep. Like, bro, if it goes any higher than 2 more on his ERA, he's cooked.
Yep.
But I agree. I think, the Mets are The Mets are atrocious against the Phillies. Wheeler is going to deal tonight. Yeah, I think my official play will be under 8.5. But I love that team total under 3.5 though.
So let's see a low-scoring game, and let's see the Phillies win by at least 2 runs. Then everybody on this cast will be very happy with that.
Oh, yeah.
One more comment from Doc here. The Mets been in Phillies' head since the postseason. That is true. That is true. So we will have to see what happens when that plays out today. How many times have they played this year? The Mets are 3-0 against them this year. So that's an interesting stat.
The Mets have kind of owned them, to be honest.
But the Mets kind of owned everybody in April.
Yeah.
They were phenomenal in April. So since then, they're now in a cold streak. And as we always say on the show, JD, in the summer months of baseball, you back the hot team. What teams are playing well, what teams are playing badly, because you want to fade the teams not playing well and take the teams that are hot, because in baseball, it's a 162-game season. It is a marathon, not a sprint. So some of these times, like, with the Mets right now, as JD said, they're kind of punting this game with the pitcher they're going with and looking to re-lock in for the rest of the series after Wheeler tonight. So
Frank the Tank's going to be...
Oh, yeah. You saw what he was doing yesterday when he was typing that thing. He was going nuts. It was so funny.
Whoever posted that, it was like...
really mean of them to put, really mean of them to post that one.
There's like... I would have loved to see the pre-proofread of that. It was probably just like... It was like the Kermit the Frog on a typewriter.
It was so funny. He was just going and going. We'll have to get that posted for anyone who didn't see it. We'll have to have it on one of our pages later today. But let's keep it moving, boys. We got 2 games left. We're breaking down on this beautiful Friday, June 20th. Next game we're going to is going to be a team that did me well yesterday, the Kansas City Royals, taking on the San Diego Padres. This game is in San Diego, and pitching for San Diego is Nick Pivetta, who is 7-2 on the year with a 3.4 ERA. Pitching for the Royals is a guy I like to fade. Not going to lie. Michael Lorenzen is not a guy I like to back. He's
tough right now.
He is tough right now, and he was tough last year, too, after they traded for him. He's 4-7 on the year with an almost 5 ERA. He also has an almost 1.4 whip. In 77 innings of work, he's allowed 80 hits, 25 walks, and 14 homers. Lorenzen has got hit pretty hard this year. JD, I'm going to kick it to you, but before I do, ESPN has San Diego at a 79% chance to win this game. Now, I think that's a little high, but I still think that they should win this game. What do you think, and what do you like in this one?
I also think that actually that is high, just purely based on this actual spot here. Padres are coming off that big game last night. Really, they've actually played like the Dodgers a bunch of times, and actually like the past week and a half here.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So they've been doing all of that, and like last night, that actual game was nuts.
Yep.
And like I know as far as travel, that's not actually they don't have to go far,
Yeah.
but besides that, this just seems like a letdown spot, man.
I would agree.
And as far as the Royals, man, their bats have finally woke up.
Yep.
As far as actually Cags goes, man, he finally hit that first one, and now I think he's gonna really go now.
He should. And the one he hit, the pitch was at his neck. Did you see that? The way he got that was insane. So he's going to be a superstar, the young rookie. I'm excited to see what he can do. But good to see him get that first one off his back.
He definitely is. So the Royals side at this price, that's how I would actually play it small. If I had to make a play on the side. But I'm going to go a little different way here, because the Padres bats, as far as runs, they have been scoring runs.
Yep.
So now you have actually 2 teams that actually their bats are hot, and you have a total here that's really low, and that's because of who is
super
on the
low, 7.5 minus 109.
Yeah. So, but even though we have some decent guys on the mound, I don't think that this total should still be that low though.
I agree.
So I am going to go on the over here.
I hate when I go to you first and you take the play I'm on. So we always say it on this show, we don't compare plays beforehand, because that would ruin the fun of the show. That would ruin, when we hear something, me and Sammy, JD pick something, we kind of laugh. It's like, oh, we think the same, and then we go into it. So we like it better that way.
All three of us just agree.
We're all, I think, on the same play. I am also on the over 7.5.
Lorenzen is just he's just getting shelled, dude.
Shelled. And his road ERA is a full run higher. He has a 6.0 ERA on the road. The total's 7, guys, 7.5. So if he plays out to his averages, the Royals or the Padres should have at least 6 to 7 runs in this game alone. Pavetta's good. Pavetta's done a good job at home this year. He is 5-0 at home with a 2.4 ERA, but he does give up runs. In 2 of his last 3 starts, The Padres have allowed 7 and 5 runs respectively. So they do win games with him on the bump, but he does give up some runs sometimes. So I do think we will definitely see this one go over the 7.5. It's definitely going to be an official play for me. Sammy, anything to add on the over?
I mean, if it was anyone but Lawrence, and I might,
I'm
buy
same boat.
half a run. But JD made a good point. The Royals bats starting to get hot. Padres always hit well at home. I think that number is super low. So that it jumped out to me right away. So I'm on that over too.
Me too. We have a comment here from Footy. I'm assuming Bayern is on because all he wrote in all caps was Bayern. Footy, you'll have to give us a little bit more information than that. J-Bo's asking us to do the Cubs and the Mariners, guys. We only have one game left to break down. So you guys down to break down this game for J-Bo real quick? The Cubs and Mariners. It's the early game of the day. So let me intro this one, boys. The Mariners are coming in 37-36. They're 17-17 on the road. Hosted by the Cubs, who are 45-29, and the Cubs are also 24-13 at home. The Cubs have been a fantastic home team this year. Pitching matchup, George Kirby pitching for the Mariners, who's had a terrible year for him. Just to be honest, a terrible year. He's not a bad pitcher, but his numbers say he's a bad pitcher. He's 1-3 on the year with a 6 ERA. Not good stuff, but he is better than that. Exactly. But on the other side for the Cubbies, they have a journeyman pitcher who's having the best year of his career by far. Matthew Boyd's coming into this game 6-3 with a sub-3 ERA. He's got a 2.79 ERA and a 1.17 WHIP. If you guys have seen Matthew Boyd over the last couple of years, not exactly a great pitcher, but this year, this guy has been lights out. He's been dealing, and he's been fantastic. So, Sammy, we haven't started with you. Do you like anything in this Cubbies game? They're coming in at a -150, so I'll quickly say mine. I do like the Cubs at a -150. That is my play on the game, but we're going to have you break it down. What do you got?
Yeah, this I'm trying. I swear every time I bet the Cubs, it goes the other way.
That we were talking about that yesterday. We all have those teams that for some reason we can't get right. So the Cubs are your team that you can't get right.
I think it is a good spot. I do like Boyd. Yeah, I mean, if I had to go on this, I would probably take Cubs.
Yeah, they're -140 now on FanDuel. So the line's dropped a little bit. I do like it at a -140, so I would definitely take that as well. JD, do you like anything on this one? Footy's also saying something about the Pirates under. He says that every day. But over to you, JD. What do you like in the Cubs Mariners?
The beautiful city of Pittsburgh.
Oh, God.
Dumb. I really wanted to play the Cubs here, but this number has actually gotten steamed up. So actually, like at this price now, I'm actually just going to stay off of it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. What number did you get on this one?
I believe it was 132.
That's pretty good. You got a good number there.
I mean, watch Kirby just have the game of his life,
which could happen. Kirby's not a bad pitcher.
Like I'll put Mets money line in and just get absolutely whacked.
Right. All right, boys. Well, we have one game left we're breaking down today.
Oh,
it's the biggest game of the night. It's the biggest game by far, and it's the return of Rafi Devers. Well, not really the return, I guess, because the game is in San Francisco, but he will be playing his old team at his new house. Pitching in this one is Hunter Dobbins, the guy who talked all that shit about the Yankees, who I can't stand. He's 4-1 on the year with a 3.75 ERA. On the other side, we got the Birdman, Hayden Birdsong, who's 3-1 with a 2.79 ERA. JD, feel like we talk about Birdsong every one of his starts. And every time we talk about him, his ERA keeps getting a little lower. He's been doing some good work out there. We're going to start with Sammy. Sammy, you're a Red Sox guy. Rafi Devers gets traded, which we talked about ad nauseum on the show. We thought that was a terrible move for your Red Sox. What do you think about the trade, and what do you think about this game? And I know you're going to be taking a Rafi Devers anytime homer in this one, right?
Dude, well, yeah, the trade was nothing short of diabolical. Which who knows what's going on in the front office? It's just chaos.
Yep.
This one jumped out at me. It's like the revenge tour starts tonight. Definitely gonna have some props on Rafi, but it's like the Sox, besides whacking your Yankees a couple times, which was shocking.
Yep.
I don't see, I don't even see them keeping this close. It's like Oracle. it's one of those joints that I just had a gut feeling. So I'm taking -1.5 plus 164.
Wow. I like that. I think they're going to back their boy tonight. I think, the Giants are going to want to show Rafi Devers they have his back. This is a big game, obviously, for
They
Devers.
definitely want the W.
No, 100%. So I'll quickly jump into mine. I'm on the Giants money line. I think they're going to win this game by multiple runs as well. I just feel a little safer taking the money line, but I like that -1.5 at that plus 165 value. There's a ton of value there taking that. And then you're going to take a look at some Rafi Devers props. Let's see what his RBI prop is. So I always look at 2+ RBIs as my first prop I like to look at. And 2+ RBIs, you can get Rafi Devers at a plus 450. I like that a lot. What's his home run prop as well? Let me pull that up.
It's actually pretty
300 plus 300. I would
300.
prefer to take 2+ RBIs at plus 450 because he doesn't even need to hit a home run that way.
Yep.
And he could get it from sac flies and get it from a single at bat. So I would take Rafi Devers, 2+ RBIs at plus 450. JD, what do you got?
That's a good number too.
It is.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. But yeah, just actually like Doc was saying there, like as far as the value's gone, they're on it.
100%.
But yeah, as far as these pitchers goes, man, as far as actually Birdsong, we've been talking actually like a lot about him.
Mm-hmm.
He's also one of those guys who is very good at home, and he is not that good on the road. So this is a spot where I am definitely looking to back him. And I'm not even going to get into the Red Sox side of things actually too much here. But just as far, the Giants have the edge pretty much everywhere here. As far as actually Birdsong, they have the advantage there. As far as the bullpen, they have a huge edge there.
Massive.
Yes, absolutely massive edge there. And then as far as the lineup, just kind of like we were talking about, Alpha, like this Red Sox lineup is not really looking that great currently.
Except when I say they're not going to look good, and then they go out the next day and drop 98 runs like the other day. Yeah. But I still don't like where their lineup's currently sitting.
So to me, like, I don't really this pricing. I really don't understand it because I really
the pricing's weird. Like even on like DK right now, it's
everything. Well, they know what it is. The books know that every person who's an uneducated sports fan or an uneducated bettor is like, oh my God, Rafael Devers versus his own team at home. He's guaranteed to hit a home run. And we all know that there's a lot of emotions that go into play when you're in this type of game. He's going to have to see his own manager, and his old manager, Alex Cora, even said it's going to be really awkward seeing him. He's going to have to see his old teammates. He's going to have to see himself in another uniform facing the only other team he's ever known. So there's a lot of emotions that go into a game like this.
100%. To me, though, the Giants, like I just have to back them here because I think it's just a cheap price, especially like when actually like you get later in the game. I believe as far as ERA, I believe the Giants are, as far as bullpen, are actually number 1.
Yep.
And the Red Sox are nowhere near that.
Number 91.
Yes, something like that. So anyway, yeah. So yeah, as long as this game stays like close, and then actually the later the game goes, I definitely like the Giants side.
I see it the same way you do.
Yeah,
all right, boys.
minus 131 seems hella low.
That would footy. I pray this happens. I've been thinking about this all day. Rafi Devers refused to play first base for the Red Sox all year. So if they start him at first tonight, that would be a big mental win for them, a little edge. So I absolutely love that. Cannibal, we did go over that one. We all lean the Cubs. We do lean the Cubs. JD got a better line than what it is now, but me and Sammy would take the -140 to -145 if you do like the Cubs as well. All right, boys, unplanned because we didn't realize we weren't going to be on before Game 7, but an impromptu NBA Finals Game 7 breakdown, guys. So right now the line is currently sitting at 7.5. The total sitting at 215.5. And before you ask me, no, I'm not taking the fucking over again at a 215.5 line, even though it's 7 or 8 points lower than what we took last night. I ain't doing it.
215.5.
That is the current total for these two teams. If this was just to put it in perspective, if this was a regular season game, this would probably have a 241.5 total,
right?
Like legitimately. But over this one, it's elimination game for both sides. Whoever wins takes home the chip. So it's a lot more intense on the defensive end when you go to these types of games. So as of an hour ago, this was an 8.5 point line. The Thunder were favored by 8.5. Some books, it was all the way to 9. It has moved down to 7. So the Pacers are getting hit pretty hard right now. People seem to think that they will be able to perform in this Game 7. Any props, JD, you're kind of looking at? Do you like anything early on either the side or the total? We'll start with you. What do you got?
Yeah, guys, this is literally my first time like actually looking at any of these lines. David, you missed it. I actually wore that. I think it was yesterday.
I was gonna say he just had that on. I definitely just saw the famous JD shirt. Bill, I'm with that as well.
But this line is a little bigger than what I thought that it would be.
Mm-hmm.
The total is a little lower than I thought that it would be. Going back to what I love to do, looking at that first half, the first half total is actually 105. I know
doing it.
I know it's game 7. I know it's game 7, but I think that's a little too much, man. If I had to make a play right now, it would actually be that first half over. Like I can see it in the second half, really, slowing down. But for these two teams in the first half, 105, that's they don't have to do much, man, to actually get up and over that.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be my play, man. Is going to be that first half over.
Can I also say we can currently very, very lightly hear a plane flying over Sammy, and it sounds awesome while you were talking. It sounded like very cinematic. So well done, Sammy. That worked out very well to have the plane fly over. Thank you for having them do that.
Oh, I got some lines in the water. I'm gonna have a fish on.
Let's go. You're gonna have a good day out there. I'm very jealous. I'm gonna be hitting golf balls after the show's over, so I'm also looking forward to today.
Nice.
But
dude.
back to Game 7, boys. Back to Game 7. I'm gonna be taking the Indiana Pacers with the points plus 7.5. Do I think the Pacers are going to win the game? I don't. But do I think we're finally going to have a good game in the NBA championship where it comes down to the wire and two teams actually play complete games? Maybe. And I think it's the most likely outcome here is that is going to happen. It will be a close game. It will come down to the wire, and we'll finally have a good performance here. So for me, my side that I like in this game is going to be the Pacers plus the 7.5. And quickly, how about Tyrese Halliburton? Shut up, Bill. I know. Shut up, Bill. But quickly, on Tyrese Halliburton. He can't play. That calf's effed. He's not going to be able to perform. He performed, and he had a big game last night, so it was good to see from Halliburton that his calf isn't as bad as they made it seem. Maybe to me, JD, it was a little gamesmanship. Not going to lie. They made it seem like he can't move. He's not going to play. Then he was coming in there, juking and cutting and crossing people. He was fine. He looked pretty healthy, if you ask me. So maybe a little
people probably got whacked on that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, his point total was only 13.5. I'm not sure if he went over that, but in the first half, everything he was doing, not just in scoring, but he was hitting threes. He was moving around the court, facilitating the ball well. He wasn't as banged up as they had people believing. Sammy, over to you. What do you like in this game?
I think it moving down from 8.5 to 7.5, that's still, it's, people, both teams have to D up because it's game 7. If this was game 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever, or even regular season, like you said, I think it would be an absolute bucket fest.
Me too.
But I mean, even though Pascal didn't hit yesterday, I still like his PRA 32 plus at minus 125. I think he has a great.
I like that.
I think he has a great game. I don't think they get it done money line. But I'd probably side with you on give me the 7.5.
Yeah, I just think that it's too many points in a game. This is going to be the largest spread in a game 7 of an NBA Finals since 1991 is what it's looking like right now. We haven't seen, and let me tell you something. I was born in 92. So this is the largest finals I have seen in a spread in my lifetime in a game 7. So we should see how this one plays out. It'll definitely be very interesting. Joe is saying that a horse tranquilizer worked wonders for him last night. That's hilarious. And Neesmith did the same thing after the ankle, then arguably had the worst game in his career the following night. All right, so Joe, put in the comments here. We're about to do our best bet segment, but put in the comments what you think's going to happen. Everyone knows Joe is on the show all the time to break down his NBA. So, Joe, if you have any early sides or player props, drop them in the comments. We'll show the people what you are on. All right, boys. But next thing we're going to do on the show is what we always do now, and we are going to be going through our best bets of the day for Friday, June 20th. Before we go into best bets, as you guys know, Best Bets is now proudly sponsored by Player Profit. If you guys do not know what Player Profit is, you guys hear us speaking about them every single day. Player Profit is a company where you get to take a challenge, and if you pass their challenge, you get to gamble with their money and keep a percentage of it. So you go through their different challenges. You play with house money on theirs, not even your own money. You sign up for the challenge, and if you pass the challenge, you get funded. And yet again, you get to gamble with someone else's money, and you get to keep a portion of the profit. So there's not many other companies out there that are doing this. It's a fantastic opportunity where you can spend a low amount of money, somewhere in the range of 30 to 60 bucks, depending how big of a challenge you want to do. And you try the challenge. Like I said, you get through the challenge, they fund you, and you keep a portion of what you're gambling with somebody else's money. We all like gambling with somebody else's money. JD, let's pull up on the screen our challenge we're currently doing. And today what we're going to do is we're each going to pick one best bet, and we're going to put it into the challenge right here. So JD has it up here live right now, and he's going to go over his best bet of the day. He's going to put it in. I'll then go over my favorite pick of the day, and Sammy will give us one best bet as well to input into the challenge.
Yeah, guys. So far during this challenge, since we've started, we have actually done 12 picks now. Yesterday, we did go 1 and 2. We only dropped just a little bit, though, because we did go larger on that one play. But yeah, here's actually just an update as far as on the back end, how everything looks. But yeah, for today, we're going to go through live and actually place these bets.
Also, JD, before we go through the actual bets, haven't 3 people in our Discord so far passed their challenge? I believe last night was the 3rd message we got of somebody finishing and completing their challenge.
Yes, there's actually been at least 2.
I thought we got a 3rd. I could be wrong.
They're actually may actually be a 3rd, but yeah. And what we're doing, guys, just another thing really quick is, as far as in the Discord, we have a Discord channel like set up just actually for this. We're dropping some of our plays for it there, and then like everybody can just go in there and chat about it and and talk.
Yep.
And like I will say along with that, we're doing a special currently today. If you sign up for them here, we will give you a month of the MBM VIP free.
Yep.
Let's go.
That's something cool. So then like you can be in that chat and we can all do it. And yeah, guys, it's just a lot of fun. But yeah,
it is a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun.
It is. Let's go to my best bet though. We're going to go back to that Tigers and the Rays game. I think that everybody knows that I really like this one here. So yeah, as simple as clicking on like obviously the over there. And for this one, we're going to risk we're going to risk 510 to win 500. Place pick.
Boom. Look how easy it is, guys. It really is so easy.
Yeah.
JD, you remember my best bet is going to be the San Francisco Giants on the money line. Get that in there.
Giants got a nice minus 131.
Which is a great line, by the way. FanDuel is much higher. It's minus 136 right now.
Yeah, that is a good line.
And then, Sammy, what would you like to use for your best bet of the day that we're going to put in our player profit challenge?
I think I'm going to go Padres Royals over 7.5. I think Lawrenson gets absolutely whacked.
Let's go.
I like that.
And it's juiced on the under, so good value on the over. Let's get it.
545 and 500. So then you go back to your dashboard here. You can scroll down and then you can see your plays right there. So those are our 3 best bets for the day. We got the Rays and the Tigers over 8.5 runs. We got the Giants on the money line. Then got those Padres and Royals over 7.5 runs.
Well, not only is that going to do it for the best bet segment, but that's going to do it for the show today. Gentlemen, it's always a pleasure getting to chop it up, especially with you, Sammy. We know you're on vacation. You're about to go fishing. You're at the house. You're having a great time, but you still made time out of your busy schedule to hop on here with the boys and talk about some baseball. So we greatly appreciate that. David, I am unfortunately not going to be at Fanatics Fest this weekend unless you want to buy me a ticket. Then I'll go. So let me know. But yes, Sammy, thank you so much for coming on. And JD,
no worries.
Thanks for always being on with me too, bro. Any parting words for the people before we get the fuck out of here for the weekend?
Yeah, just as far as everything that we went over, we kind of know that's kind of a lot to kind of cram into a small time space there. So as far as questions, if you have any questions, please just let us know. And actually definitely remember, if you actually sign up today, you actually will get a free month of actually VIP. So yeah, guys. But yeah, I hope that everybody has a great weekend. And yeah,
yes, sir.
Let's just do what we do and let's fucking win.
Let's fucking win.
Let's get these tickets cash, boys.
Hell yeah. We'll see everyone on Monday, same time, same place. Peace.